Thank you. Hello, everybody. I would like to add my thanks to what you heard earlier. Thank you for joining us here at the ARIA. It really is such an incredible pleasure to have the opportunity to chat with you a little bit about what we're doing in the analytics portfolio. I'd like to start out my remarks with something really, really big, but also something really small. I'm talking about the JasperReports IO, RESTful Embedded Visualization and Reporting microservice. So this is a completely new product from JasperSoft, but you might hear echoes of the original open source Jasper reporting library. Maybe some of you have used it, or you've certainly come in contact with it, because this reporting library has been downloaded over 15 million times and has been used by over 100,000 developers all around the world to embed pixel-perfect reporting into their applications. In fact, if you have used a software as a service application over the last 10 years, you've certainly run into the JasperReports library. So what is the JasperReports IO? It is taking that kernel of capability and modernizing it, building on modern APIs and making it container-friendly so that you can much more easily embed that kind of capability in your own application. So to tell you a little bit more about JRIO, I'd like to introduce Theodore and Natalia to say a few words in the video.
Hello, I'm Theodore Danchu, founder of the JasperReports Library open source project, and I'm now leading the development of the JasperReports IO product at TIBCO. The way software is developed and deployed is shifting. Cloud adoption is accelerating at an all-time high. Applications are being deployed as a set of specialized services and microservices, and DevOps practices are making overall software delivery more efficient. With these changes in mind, how does the world of reporting and analytics evolve to meet the needs of modern software development? You want a solution that is easy to use, built as a specialized service, scales independently, and can be plugged into any architecture. This is exactly what we're building with JasperReports IO.
JasperReports IO is a lightweight reporting and data visualization service. Simply put, it is an engine that produces two types of output: classic operational reports and highly interactive visualizations, both of which are developed in a powerful design environment that gives you complete control to create output that is intuitive and easy for users to understand. JasperReports IO itself has a very small footprint. This allows you to right-size your infrastructure and minimize operational cost. It is also a service that you manage. Plug it into any environment and retain full control over every aspect of your deployment. And it also features a simple yet powerful REST API that is easy for any developer to use.
With JasperSoft's extensive experience in embedded BI, we decided to incorporate technology from our award-winning JavaScript API to enable a whole new use case for JasperReports IO. This API makes it possible to embed your reports and visualizations seamlessly into applications with only a few lines of JavaScript. What JasperReports IO ultimately delivers is a new breed of reporting and data visualization service, one that is designed for the latest cloud topologies, microservice-based architectures, and integrates into DevOps pipelines. As a developer myself, I'm happy to see that a successful project which started many years ago as a pure Java open source reporting API is now taking to the next level, making it available to all development platforms as a service.
Fantastic. So if you'd like to get your hands on JRIO, and I can highly recommend it, there's a couple of ways to do that. First of all, very shortly, it'll be available on the AWS Marketplace for cheap money. Get your hands on it and use it and explore it. And also, it'll be available as a Docker file for download from TIBCO's website, and it will be 100% completely free to use until the end of 2018. So check it out. Now let's switch gears a little bit. I want to talk to you about the rock star of TIBCO's data intelligence portfolio. I'm talking about TIBCO Data Virtualization. So last year, just before the DV team joined up with TIBCO, the engineers were already hard at work building out a new extension to the DV framework that would allow massively parallel query processing capabilities with almost no additional input from the user required. And I think now with the release of TIBCO Data Virtualization version 8, we call it DV8 for short sometimes, we've accomplished that goal. In fact, I want to show you a couple of screenshots of some queries that are created automatically by the DV8 system and see if you can spot the difference. On the left-hand side, you can see a query that's running a big data investigation into a data lake. On the right-hand side, we're doing the same query, but federating that across multiple data lakes. And obviously, there's not much to see there in terms of the difference, but if I zoom in a little bit, you'll be able to see the tiny little differences that this query execution path has the word parallel equals 16. So the data engineer, all they have to do is, for the given data source that they intend to support these massively parallel queries, they just have to configure that it should support parallel and identify how many engines or how many workers are appropriate as a maximum. And then the DV8 system, going forward, will automatically optimize that query. So if the query would benefit from doing a parallelization type approach, then the system will generate that kind of query and execute it at runtime. It's pretty amazing. So all that data engineer needs to remember is, are there 2 R's or 2 L's in parallel? And from there, they can move forward. Okay. So again, let me switch gears a little bit. And instead of talking to you about the next cool technology from TIBCO and its features and functions, I'd like to introduce you a partner story a partner called The Tipping Point. A nonprofit organization operating in the San Francisco Bay Area, The Tipping Point utilizes big data technology to identify inequities in society and attempt to advocate for change. So it just so happens that The Tipping Point was taking advantage of our Spotfire data science technology for looking into parking fees and fines. So let's hear a little bit more about The Tipping Point story.
My name is Ashley Brown, and I'm the manager of Impact and Learning at Tipping Point Community. Tipping Point Community fights poverty in the Bay Area. We provide unrestricted funds to organizations that are focused on education, early childhood, housing, and employment.
I'm Jamie Austin. I'm a senior director of Impact and Learning at Tipping Point. Our board was very interested in us learning more from big data, but we didn't have the tools. And the tools that we had in-house were things like Stata and Excel, and not the kind of tools that can unlock the insights that Spotfire data science could. When we started to better understand what TIBCO does, we knew that that was a place for us to engage. We knew that we could use this tool to help us further our mission. We spoke to the head of SFMTA, and we also spoke to the mayor's budget office about what we had learned from our analysis. And the interesting insight that we got was kind of twofold. First was just surprise at the data, because it had never been presented in this way. But the second reaction we got from both groups was that, wow, we do all that we can within the city to help those who are low income or those who are living in poverty, and with a simple citation, fee, or a tow, we can destroy their lives. And so just having the ability to have data like this was very insightful and very informative, and has led to some policy changes.
As a result of the findings that low-income individuals are more burdened by these late fees, we worked with the Financial Justice Project, who did a lot of advocacy with the city, to create a program that is a fines and fees forgiveness program, which allowed individuals that are 200% of the federal poverty line or below to be totally forgiven of any of their late fees that they've acquired at any point in time.
According to SFMTA's estimates, there'll be at least hundreds of thousands of dollars saved through the changes in the policy that they've made. This has really given us an opportunity to think about what other work we could do from this analysis. And using a tool like this, we can better understand and answer questions that we never were able to before in a quick and efficient way.
So what a fantastic story. I'm really proud of the part that we played in the Tipping Point's ability to make a positive change for low-income families and individuals and families in the Bay Area. So I want to tell you a little bit about what we're doing now with data science. So I mentioned Spotfire Data Science. This is a completely in-cluster, big data, advanced analytics, data processing, data preparation, and machine learning platform. But it's not the only data science tool that we brought into the TIBCO portfolio last year. We also brought in Statistica. Now, Statistica is kind of the complement to Spotfire Data Science in the sense that it's an almost entirely in-memory advanced analytics platform. And it turns out these two technologies complement each other extremely well. And the exciting thing that we're planning this year is to actually combine these two technologies together with our third statistical technology, Spotfire Statistics Services, that encapsulates our ecosystem compute against a variety of other compute engines that are available in the marketplace today, to combine them all into a single product called TIBCO Data Science. And especially exciting about this new development is that, if I can get the slide, there we go, is that all of the capabilities of all three of these technologies now will become available to you. If you are subscribing to any one of them, you will get the rights to deploy the others on the processors to which you have subscribed. So it's a fantastic time to renew your subscription and get this amazing new set of capabilities. We do have some good offers as well if you happen to be on a perpetual license, but I can tell you it's a great time to be transforming your license to a subscription. Okay, now, what I'd like to do next is play the big explosion video. All right. So I'm blushing up here a little bit. As you can tell, I'm extremely, extremely pleased and proud to be announcing today TIBCO Spotfire 10. So you might be looking up there and saying, hey, Brad, what's going on with that X? It looks like you skipped version 8 and you skipped version 9, and now you're, what, moving to Roman numerals? Well, so you may not know this, but Spotfire and our founder, Christopher Alberg, basically invented visual analytics space. And we've been innovating in this area for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, last year when we started this project happens to have been the 20th anniversary of Spotfire. So we thought with this anniversary and also the incredible capabilities that I'm about to share with you, we thought it really merits that special X up there. And in addition to that, the X doesn't just stand for the anniversary. It stands for a variety of other things that I'm going to tell you about just now. And we'd like to introduce to you the Spotfire AX experience. So first of all, if you use Spotfire, you love the agility that it brings to exploring data. It allows you to drag and drop visualizations, connect them together, compute advanced metrics, and drill down and filter down to that incredible level of detail that you need in order to then roll it back up and understand the business impact of your finding. So that agility, that agile user experience in Spotfire is still alive and thriving, but we have completely reinvented it, now producing an extremely streamlined and aesthetically beautiful experience for interacting with data. In addition to that, we've harnessed the power of artificial intelligence to augment your knowledge and magnify your skills. For example, we're using NLQ technology, that's natural language query, in order to help you build visualizations. All you as a user have to do is type in whatever it is that you're looking for, and we will interpret your query and show back to you visualizations that we think might be interesting for you. Furthermore, we're also going to show you structure that's buried within the data and relationships that are buried within the data. Present that to you as an option, as an alternative to drill more deeply and explore more deeply in your analysis. So ask and answer with NLQ and AI-driven recommendations. You also must be familiar with the work that we've been putting into our data wrangling approach. That's where you can dive into the data, transform values, combine values, merge information from multiple sources, etc. And Spotfire will automatically capture all of those transformations and record them on the data canvas for you. The data canvas allows you to recall and reuse any of those data processing steps that you might want to. So with the AX experience in Spotfire 10, we're taking that to a completely new level. Now, not only can you edit every single transformation on the data canvas, you can also author from the data canvas and create completely new data processing workflows from here. So you can explore your data with NLQ, with machine learning recommendations, or drive and build new analytical content on the data canvas. But as they say, that's not all. We've also now made it possible, as you always had hoped from TIBCO, to natively support real-time data in Spotfire 10. What does that mean? It's not just that you can connect to real-time data and view beautiful moving charts, but it's that you can take the real-time information and combine that with contextual historical data, take the present and combine it with the past, and help you to understand now what it is that's causing that situation to be, and possibly to predict and automate and change what the future of that system might hold. So we're now providing an accelerated experience against real-time data in Spotfire 10. So with that, I'd like to introduce Johanna and Nicholas, who are going to give us a little presentation on Spotfire 10. What do you think, Johanna? Give it a shot.
Sounds good, Brad.
All
Thanks.
right.
Great. Speed to insight is essential for agile analytics solutions. And speed to insight is, of course, dependent on ease of use. Ease of use depends on what you're trying to do, who you are, and the context. Take the new search feature of Spotfire 10. This is extremely handy if you know what you're looking for. I've loaded demographics data, and if I want to see income per country, all I have to do is search. I don't have to know much about the tool. I just need to search. Spotfire shows me the search results in the shape of visualizations. Bar charts, tree maps. I'll go with a map chart this time. During user testing, we found that people naturally tend to search for values in the data rather than for column names, such as searching for income in United States. This works equally well. I'll choose the bar chart this time. So search is great when you know what you're looking for. But if you're just started exploring your data, then the new AI-powered recommendations is going to augment your analytical capabilities. This feature builds on the visualization recommendations, but takes it one step further, since it automatically analyzes your data and finds relationships in the data and shows it in the user interface. So let's say I'm interested in life expectancy. I select it in the data panel, and Spotfire reveals relationships with other variables, such as the relationship with water quality. And actually, the search and the AI-powered recommendations work very nicely together. If I'm now interested in life satisfaction, I can just type. And Spotfire reveals different relationships between life satisfaction, the employment rate, self-reported health, and the region that you live in.
In Spotfire 10, we've made data access a lot easier. You can access all your data sources from a single location. Just browse. All your options are available here, so there's no need to hunt around. Or you can search if you prefer that. So here, I'm going to add data for 2017 to this analysis. Now, Spotfire detects and automatically suggests possible matches with existing data. So here, I'm going to add this as rows to my existing table. Now, all the steps of the data access workflow are automatically captured. Simply click to access the data canvas at any time to get an overview or to edit any of the steps. This is a quick way to understand the underlying data model, particularly if you maintain files created by someone else. And the data canvas remains a compact representation, even for more complicated workflows, even though it's packed with capabilities. So you can edit any of the steps if you realize you made a mistake or just changed your mind. You can fix errors due to changes in the original data sources. You could even author from here, adding transformation steps or joining data. You control where in the workflow your actions are added, and if you need to select another data source, you do that in the same way as you did before. Simply click on the icon again to return to the visualizations. And as we're speaking about data, BI and analytics have traditionally focused on historic data from last month, week, or day, while real-time data has been limited to dashboards carefully built by developers. Spotfire 10 accelerates analytics, allowing you to connect to essentially any real-time data source. So now you can analyze data in real time, focusing on what's going on now rather than what happened yesterday. And you can ask and answer any question you may have.
With Spotfire 10, we have made analyzing real-time data as easy as analyzing data from a traditional database. In fact, you can even combine historic data with real-time data in your analysis. The map chart you're seeing here represents customers that purchased something during the day. The most recent purchases are colored in purple. If I'm interested in any of these recent purchases, I can select them in the real-time map, and I get to see contextual information about the sales to these customers for last year and earlier today. And along the same lines, if I want to add a new visualization, say I want to add a line chart to this analysis, I just select the line chart and place it on the canvas where I want it. For streaming data, I can choose to limit the data to a certain time range. Let's say we want to see the last 3 minutes. Here we go. And if I now want to color the lines here according to the product ID that somebody purchased, I just grab the product ID from the data panel and drop it onto the color axis of the visualization, and I'm done.
So building real-time dashboards is no longer a developer task. A business user can do this through drag and drop. It just works, like any Spotfire analysis.
Thank you, Johanna. Let's give them a hand. That was a fantastic demonstration. Thank you, guys. All right, let's finish it up here. So what have we seen this afternoon? We shared with you Spotfire 10 and the AX experience. In that, we provided 3 completely new, intuitive ways to explore your data. Natural language query, recommendation-driven, artificial intelligence-driven recommendations, and as well, support for authoring from the data canvas. We combined that, we fused that together with Spotfire's award-winning agile development experience. We added into that support for real-time data and then have accelerated your analytical decision-making process through the AX experience. So Spotfire 10 is going to explode what you can do with analytics in your organization. And the AX experience is going to speed everything up. We're going to speed the time to insight. We're going to help you speed the deployment of Spotfire across your organization and the capturing of the business value that it can deploy. And we're going to just literally speed up the data so that you can apply analytics to your operational and industrial concerns and thereby help to build the value and help to support your organization and its analytical decision making. So Spotfire 10 and the AX experience is more than the sum of its parts. AX is analytics accelerated. Thanks very much.